If your calendar is full, but you still feel unfree, that's not an ambition problem, beloved. That's an overcommitment problem. Good thing the Sagittarius Blue Moon of 2026 is here to help you see exactly where it's happening and develop a real solution. Full moon blessings, wise one, and welcome back to the 8th House Wisdom channel. I'm Melissa of 8th House Wisdom, the stellar planning architect and sacred system priestess. I help visionary women transform the way they live, work, and regulate by aligning their nervous systems, careers, and businesses with the rhythm of the stars. That's because women have different needs than men. We don't just need to manage stress. We need to architect sacred systems. Ones rooted in stellar and lunar cycles, feminine energy, and that help us apply the Lunar Wisdom Formula and align to our own stellar birthrights or birth charts' natural ebb and flow. Because timing is everything. And life and business do come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars. So this video is about using the Sagittarius full moon, which is also a monthly blue moon, through my Lunar Wisdom Formula to release overcommitment, examine your fantasies about freedom, and reclaim your calendar and time so your schedule actually reflects the life you want to live. So stay tuned for the rest of the video to learn how to work with this rare blue moon energy through somatic support, elemental guidance, and a simple calendar freedom audit. And make sure to click the link below to join my free mini course for exploring feminine energy and flow, the power of lunar cycles for women's success. To get a proven formula to align your monthly planning and actions with ebb phase energy that shows up during the full moon and favors rest and integration for success, so that you can lead from clarity and not survival while experiencing more ease and flow living in your soft girl era. All right, wise ones, let's get into this content. We're talking about the Sagittarius full moon of 2026. And it has the kind of energy that activates the archetype of the explorer within you. The part of you that aims for the horizon, loves possibility, and says yes to everything that looks like freedom or adventure. Under a blue moon, that energy peaks with unusual clarity, showing you where the love of possibility has quietly become the source of overload. This is a monthly blue moon. And what that means is that it is the second full moon in the same calendar month. May began with the Scorpio full moon on May 1st. And now, before the month closes, we have a second full moon. And extremely rare lunation known as the Blue Mead Moon in North America. It is also the smallest full moon of 2026. You've heard me speak about super full moons and how close they are in distance to the Earth. Well, this is the opposite. It is a micro moon, more distant, more internal, but also more precise. How this full moon may show up in your body is the feeling of tightness or restlessness in the hips and the thighs. The body wanting to move, but having nowhere purposeful to go. You could also experience a low-grade anxiety that feels like excitement, but is actually more a sense of overwhelm in disguise. Mental scatter, or a bone-deep fatigue that arrives after a long season of expansion. Sagittarius speaks through the hips, the thighs, and the liver. So if you've been taking in more than you've been realizing, trust me, sis, your body already knows. Sagittarius medicine is not about limitations, though. It's about aim. So the question this full moon is asking of us isn't, how do I do more? The question is, what am I actually aiming at? And does my calendar reflect that? Your practice for this blue moon is the Calendar Freedom Audit. Pull up your calendar, look at the next 30 days. Ask which commitments came from genuine desire and which came from a fear of missing out. Where are you overpromising your time? And what is one thing that, if removed, would create immediate relief? You don't have to cancel everything. You just have to see the truth of what you've built so you can pivot and align. And we're going to help you do that through looking at elemental body support in the form of somatic horoscopes. I do these horoscopes through the elements because they make astrology and self-care practical and easily applied. Here's the elemental energy rundown. Fire is creativity and spirit. Earth is material and practical. Air is mental and intellectual. And water is intuitive and emotional. Now, your job is to pick your element, the one that relates to the ruling sign on your 6th house. This is the sign that will show us the work that needs to be done for the Sagittarius Blue Mead full moon in a way that fits your body and not someone else's expectations. To get this accurately, you need to know your rising sign and simply count 6 signs counterclockwise on your circular chart to find the sign that is on the cusp of your 6th house. If you don't know your rising sign, start with your zodiac sign, count forward 6 signs, pick the elements that this sign represents, and then do the simplest version of the suggestions here and know that that counts big. First up, we are talking about fire-ruled 6th house. That is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Your full moon horoscope is to audit one commitment you said yes to from excitement that has since become a burden. Cancel or defer one thing that's draining more than energizing. Move your body to discharge the restlessness, and then sit with the quiet that follows. Earth-ruled 6th house horoscopes. That's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Your horoscope is to identify one recurring commitment that has become automatic rather than intentional. Create one protected block of unscheduled time in the next 2 weeks, and let one obligation be smaller than you normally make it. Now we're focused on air-ruled 6th house. That would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Here's your horoscope. List every open loop currently in your mental bandwidth. Voice memo your honest answer to, what do I actually want to focus on right now? Choose one direction to go deeper and release one that's been spreading you thin. And finally, we have water-ruled 6th house horoscopes. That's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Your horoscope says, notice where your schedule has been built around other people's priorities. Create one ritual of deliberate solitude this week. Set one boundary around your time that protects your creative and emotional reserves. No matter which horoscope applied to you, I want you to ask yourself this question. Where am I confusing busyness with freedom? And what would my calendar look like if it actually reflected my values, not just my obligations? At 8th House Wisdom, we are dedicated to helping women understand that your calendar is more than a grid with white blocks that you select when they are empty and avoid when filled up with tasks. For women, each day has a feel. It has an amount of available energy, and we need to know those things to be oriented in time and space, and to make plans that don't just serve production quality, but also help us to feel the way that we want to feel. We do that through applying the stellar year blueprint to knowing when key dates in each year are to plan ahead, and on a monthly, weekly, daily level, we are working with the Lunar Wisdom Formula and the feminine flow cycle to make sure that we are in alignment with the available energy in our body and the day, instead of working against it, creating patterns of stress and burnout. And if you need support in doing that, aka structure, then I want you to remember that the full moon is a crystal charging time. Crystals are of the element earth and provide us with support. We experienced the Sagittarius new moon in November of 2025, where we began a cycle of planting seeds and setting intentions that would harvest and show bloom 6 months later at this full moon. We're here now. So make sure to take stock of what it is that you called in 6 months ago and give thanks. Additionally, it's a great time to charge your crystals with the peak energy of our intention power to carry us through the 2 weeks of passive waning or dimming energy that follow the full moon, and can help guide us back to the new moon in the same sign 6 months from now. So place your citrine, snowflake, obsidian, or lapis lazuli crystals in the moon night overnight. Let these stones support clarity, protection, expansion of thinking and psychic energy, as well as the integration of wisdom and knowledge through the vast Sagittarian philosophical worldview energy that will dominate this weekend. And if you're looking for a place to get crystals, check out these crystals and more using the link in the description. They're ethically sourced and high quality. And make sure you use my coupon code 8th House Wisdom for an 11% discount at checkout. And of course, in the comments, tell me one thing that you are releasing from your calendar under this Sagittarius Blue Moon. Keep it specific and keep it honest. And if you haven't done so already, join the free mini course, The Power of Lunar Cycles for Women's Success. If you want to align with lunar rhythm in a way that supports your nervous system and your sense of joy moving ahead, link is in the description below. And if you want to take things deeper with support and tools, join the Feminine Flow Masterclass for advanced techniques in applying the Lunar Wisdom Formula and feminine energy principles practically in life and business. Because timing is everything. And life and business do come with an instruction manual. It's written in the stars. Sending you blue moon blessings for a prosperous end of May and an amazing start of June. See you in the next video, wise ones. Take care.